Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker, and today I wanted to just kind of do a one-on-one talk with you. No flashy charts, no screens, just me and you. And I want to talk to you about my beliefs in a couple of things about silver. Now I'm going to use the I word. Don't let it shock you, but I am going to use the I word. I'm going to talk about investing in silver. I know, holy smoke, Seeker. You don't talk about that. You don't talk about investing in silver. You always talk about hedging against inflation. You always talk about protecting your wealth. You talk about how you don't believe in the US dollar. All of that is true. But, the more I think about it, I was actually sitting down over the last few days. This is kind of a thought that's been running through my head is that, we technically still are investing, aren't we? Because when we think about the dollar and we think about silver, we're always thinking about the silver in US dollars. Like we look at spot price, it went up to like 28.20 yesterday. I think it's a little bit higher today. And, we think about our silver in that dollar term. And so I think as long as we think about it that way, we're really thinking about investing. And what I mean by that is, let's just say, for example, you buy 100 ounces of silver, right? And you buy it at $28 an ounce. Let's ignore premiums right now because this is a fundamentals discussion, not a here's what spot and premiums are. This is just a fundamentals discussion. But let's say you buy 100 ounces of silver at $28 an ounce, and then tomorrow silver drops to 26. The majority of people, and I'm not going to lie, I'm guilty of this as well, myself included, will look at it and be like, man, I just lost $200 because I bought 100 ounces of silver at 28 an ounce, which is $2,800, and now at $26 an ounce, the silver I just bought for $2,800 is now only worth 26. And so I'm guilty of that as well. But when we look at silver on that level, when we look at it on the scale of a dollar, we really are investing because we are concerned about what its value is to the US dollar. Now, I stack for fundamental reasons. I believe that, as I said, silver is a fantastic hedge against inflation, and I believe that the US dollar is going into the toilet. That's just what I believe. And keep in mind, everything I say in this video and other videos is all my opinion, so you may disagree with me, and that's fine. In fact, feel free to leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear them. But, I believe that the US dollar is going into the toilet, and I believe that people should probably take their money and put it into something that is going to have some sort of value that isn't attached to the US dollar. I think silver and gold are the best way to do that. I'm a big silver stacker. I believe in silver a little bit more than I do gold. I think silver has better potential. And when I say better potential, that goes back to investing. I think silver has the potential to be worth more, percentage-wise than gold in the future. But anyway, if we keep thinking about it on that level, if we keep thinking about it on the dollar, technically we're still investing. It's when we start getting away from thinking about silver for its dollar value and just thinking about silver fundamentally as real money, I think that's when we can stop calling it an investment and really start calling it a hedge. Because what you're really doing, and let me tell you what I'm thinking. So what we're really doing is this silver half dollar right here. We know today's numbers, spot being 28 something. This melts for around $10. That means there's $10 worth of silver in this coin. That the premiums and whatever, let's just ignore that again because this is a fundamentals discussion. But there's about $10 of silver in this coin. Now I can take this coin and I can go sell it right now at a shop, for about $10. And then I can take that $10 and based on, what gas prices are where I live, I can get, over 3 gallons of gas with this half dollar. And so when we're thinking about hedging our wealth against inflation using silver, it's not that I want this. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong. But, when you're thinking about hedging, it's not that you want this to go up and be worth 20 or 30 or 40 of today's dollars. You just want this to be worth over 3 gallons of gas in 20 years. Just like it is today. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, let's say a gallon of gas is $3 today. Well, in 20 years, it might be $10 a gallon. So you want this to still buy 3 gallons of gas, whereas a $10 bill will buy it today, but will not buy it in 20 years. And so that's what we mean. So in 20 years, let's say gas goes to $10 a gallon. If this is worth $30, then you'll be able to sell this and you'll still be able to get your 3 gallons of gas. Whereas if you just kept the $10 bill and you put it under your mattress for 20 years, you would not be able to buy 3 gallons of gas with it anymore. You'd just be able to buy 1. And so when we start looking at silver on, from that perspective, on that stance, then we can really stop calling it an investment and we can really start calling it a hedge. But again, at the same time, myself included, I'm definitely guilty of this. We always look at spot price. We look at premiums. We look at cost. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. Actually, it's the right way to do it because let's be real. The world still runs on the US dollar. We still pay for our gas in US dollars. We still buy our food in US dollars. We still pay our rent in US dollars. We still take our paychecks in US dollars. The government still takes our taxes from us in US dollars. They still steal by taxing us with US dollars, but we're not going to get into that. But I think you get my stance at that point just off of what I said there. But anyway, you know, I think, you know, that's why I stack. I stack for fundamental reasons. I don't stack hoping that it's going to go up to 100 of today's dollars tomorrow. And by today's dollars, I mean, you know, a lot of people stack, and we'll talk about the Wall Street Silver guys for a minute. They have a YouTube page. They interview people all the time where they're talking about silver's going to go to $100. It's going to go to $1,000. We're going to squeeze the market. We're going to make silver become its true value. And that's great. And I appreciate the fact that those guys over there are using their platform to get more people into silver stacking. Now, is it for the fundamentals that I believe in? No, it's not. That's not why I stack. That's not why I believe in stacking at all. But if it gets more people in, and then maybe those people discover the fundamental reasons of stacking silver, then that's awesome. And more power to them. I hope they get more and more people into this, because let's be honest, the more people that are into silver stacking, the better off we're all going to be. But I don't even know what the percentage is, but I think the very high majority of Americans probably don't even own an ounce of silver. So yeah, we should definitely get more people into stacking silver, and they're going about it a different way than I am. And their way is probably more popular, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to turn, you know, their money into $1 million. And the way that they're going about it is, hey, buy as much silver as you can, because it's going to be worth 10 times, you know, next year what it is today. And if they're right, they're right. And if they're right, you know, I think a lot of us will be millionaires, myself included, probably. I don't know. I'd have to do the math, but you get my point. That's not why I believe in it. Now, I would love for that to happen, of course, because, you know, I think we all would. Everyone wants to be a millionaire, right? But at the end of the day, the reason I put my money into silver is because I believe in it as a fundamental way of hedging your wealth against inflation. That's just what I believe. Now, you know, what you believe, that's totally fine. If you don't believe that, you know, feel free to go down below in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are, what you believe, why you stack silver. But, you know, back to getting into investing, I just think at the end of the day, you can't stop calling it investing in silver until you stop worrying about the dollar value of the silver. In other words, what the silver is worth in dollar value. When you start worrying more about what your silver is worth in goods and services, for example, how much gas and bread, and, you know, how much silver you have to give to somebody for them to fix your car, or build a deck, or fix your plumbing, whatever. When we start looking at it in that aspect, I think it stops becoming an investment. It truly starts becoming that hedge. But it's going to be hard for all of us to get there, right? And to be honest, you still have to do the math in dollar value to even figure that out, at least in today's world. Who knows what in 10 or 20 years it will be? But I think at least in today's world, that's how you have to look at it. So anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below, like I said. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above you can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.